You're the math whiz. Add up 2 and 2.
I can do the math.
Worked it all out, like, mathematically.
In this video, you'll watch every instance of Walter White doing mental calculations that I could find.
Let's crunch some numbers.
The first one actually happens to be my favorite. In Season 1, Episode 7, Tuco brings with him $70,000 expecting 2 pounds of meth. But Walter could only produce half a pound, which is only $17,500 worth. Walter wants to be fronted the rest of the 70, which is 52.5. Tuco agrees to give Walter the 52.5 to be returned with 25% interest the next week. Walter, of course, did the math on the spot.
Okay. That's $65,625 with interest. 1.875 pounds.
In Season 2, Episode 1, Walter and Jesse realize beyond doubt that doing business with Tuco was a disastrous mistake. So here Walter, who for some reason still thinks that he could simply just walk away once he's done, calculates how many more drug deals he would need to make in order to achieve financial security for his family.
Good state college, adjusting for inflation. Say $45,000 a year. 2 kids, 4 years of college, $360,000. Remaining mortgage on the home, $107,000. Home equity line, $30,000. That's $137,000. Cost of living, say $2,000 a month. Provide for, say, 10 years. That's $240,000 plus $360 plus $137. $737,000. That's what I need. You and I both clear about $70,000 a week. That's only 10.5 more weeks.
4 episodes later, Walter and Jesse are now running their own game, with a clear division of labor. Jesse manages the business exclusively.
I front each of you an ounce. You sell for $2,500, I keep the 2, you keep the 5.
And Walter cooks. The math is much simpler in this one.
Help me understand the math, okay? I gave you 1 pound, correct? You and I split $2,000 per ounce. $1,000 each. 1 pound. That's 16 ounces. 16 ounces should net to me $16,000. 16. Not 15.
So Walter, who now believes that his death is near, convinces Jesse that they need to cook the rest of the methylamine barrel all at once before it goes bad. With most of that barrel cooked, they yielded 41.8 pounds of meth. Jesse wants to know how much that is in dollars.
Dollar-wise. 2.2 pounds, that's 41.8, call it 42 pounds. 40 times 42 minus distribution charges. $672,000 each.
$672,000
each.
Episode 9 of Season 3, Jesse and Walter had given up their own operation and were now working for Gus. The original deal was $3 million for 3 months of Walter's work. Jesse wasn't part of that deal, so when Walter brought him in, he paid him half of what he made, $1.5 million. Only they weren't making 4 pounds a week anymore, they were making 200. So Jesse did the math for how much Gus is making, and he double-checked it like 10 times.
All right, look, say he's getting 40 a pound, all right? 200 pounds a week for 3 months. 200 pounds a week for 3 months. That's 2,400 pounds. 2,400 times 40,000 is, and I swear to God, I double-checked this like 10 times.
$96 million.
Fun fact, Gus was actually selling the pound for over $70,000. 2 episodes later, Gus's employees were selling the tenth for $300.
300.
For a tenth? Shit, come on, yo.
That's 1/16th of an ounce. Multiplied by 16, that's $76,800 a pound. So if that is his street price, then his wholesale price, if he was wholesaling as well, is probably a lot more than Jesse's estimation of $40,000. Either way, he was getting a lot more than $96 million.
You could charge twice the current rate for what I provide, and your customers would pay it.
And in the last one, we get some very interesting details. Walter and Jesse are back to running their own operation, with Mike as their equal partner. They handle the chemistry, he handles the business. So for the first cook, each of them got $367,000 before expenses.
$367,000 each.
Ooh, wait a minute. After the dealers got their cut, we should be looking at $1,000,000 379,560.
Now you might think that that number wasn't based on anything that we viewers know of, but it is. Walter's calculation is actually a very precise one. 7 minutes earlier in the same episode, Walter summed up the yield to 49.27 pounds.
49.27.
And the dealer's cut was previously established to be the standard 20%. So 49.27 times price for the pound minus 20% equals 1,379,560. So based on that, interestingly, Mike's price was $35,000 a pound. And Walter's calculation is based on actual given numbers from the same episode and the show in general. And that is all the math I could find in Breaking Bad. Hope that was fun, and thanks for watching.
What if this is like math or algebra? A plus douchebag to a minus douchebag, and you get like 0 douchebags.
I've got some math for you. Hank catching Gus equals Hank catching us.